Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. The true Hebrew Israelites are the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners who may look like the other nations but believe this truth. This is the brother Shakol back again with another video lesson on all hell gonna break loose throughout the world and mainly America. And we're at the end of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's rulership. Before the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, go back to our kingdom and rule when Yahweh Shai returns in the so-called UFOs to deliver his elect. And then we'll become the kings of the earth. But before that, a whole lot of hell is gonna break loose. And so the Most High, my title, the Most High controls King's destiny. He controls the destiny of kings. Right now, Esau, the so-called white man, the Most High set him up in power. This is Ecclesiastes, also known as the Book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 10. The physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And Esau is set up in power, the king right now, but it said tomorrow shall die. Esau, the so-called white man. This is Psalms chapter 136. And I'll start at verse 1. O give thanks unto the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Oshar, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. O give thanks unto the God of gods, or the power of powers, for his mercy endureth forever. Now skip down to verse 13. To him which divided the Red Sea into parts, for his mercy endureth forever, and made Israel to pass through the midst of it, for his mercy endureth forever. But overthrew Pharaoh and his host, here's the point, but overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea. It's at the time of ancient Egypt, the Israelites, we were in captivity, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans in ancient Egypt. And there was a great deliverance back then. With Moses in the parting of the sea. But overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his mercy endureth forever. And this is by the will of Yahweh Bashmi Shai that all this happened. To him which led his people through the wilderness, for his mercy endureth forever. I might have actually just started verse 10. To him that smote Egypt in their firstborn, for his mercy endureth forever, and brought out Israel from among them, for his mercy endured forever. With a strong hand and with a stretched out arm, for his mercy endured forever. To him which divided the Red Sea into parts, for his mercy endured forever, and made Israel to pass through the midst of it, for his mercy endured forever. But overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his mercy endured forever. And Esau is the modern day Pharaoh. This is Romans chapter 9. And I'll start at verse 15. For he saith to Moses, I'll hit the point and read up and read down. Romans chapter 9 verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And so the Most High raised up Pharaoh back then and took him down, and he was glorified. But Esau is saying the same thing is going to happen to Esau. Esau, the modern day Pharaoh, and he rules modern day Egypt, which is America. So the Most High raised Esau up, and he's going to be glorified in taking him down. So I'm going to start at Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Start of verse 11. For the children, verse 10. Verse 9, for this is the word of the promise, at this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And so, Sarah, the wife of Abraham had Isaac, and Isaac had Jacob and Esau. Abraham had other sons as well, but Isaac is the chief son. Verse 10, and not only this, but when Rebekah, who the seed of the promise, would go through Isaac to Jacob. And not only this, but when Jacob is the same as Israel. Now the Israelites are the descendants of Jacob. And you have Israelites that look like other nations as well, scattered, but go through the seed line of the father. The same as the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Verse 10, and not only this, but when Rebekah had conceived by one, even by her father Isaac. So now it's going to Isaac's sons by Rebekah. And these are dark-skinned people, but Esau came out, said red all over like a hairy garment. He came out looking like a so-called white man. He didn't have any melanin. He was not brown. Verse 11, but Rebekah and Abraham and Jacob and Sarah were all dark-skinned, as well as everybody else. Cain ended up having the mark of Cain, where he ended up getting the white skin, but other than that, so-called black. For the children being not yet born, or brown skin I should say, dark skin, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Esau is the older one, and Jacob is the younger. You read that in Genesis 25. Esau going to serve us as slaves in the kingdom. Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And Esau is the modern day Pharaoh. So Esau is going to be done like Pharaoh was done. And we just read about Pharaoh in ancient Egypt, and you can read about it in the book of Exodus and late Genesis. You can read about Egypt. I don't know the exact chapter. But verse 18, therefore he hath mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he hardeneth he will. Whom he will he hardeneth. And so we just read about Pharaoh in Psalms 136. Psalms 136 and 15, but overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his mercy endured forever. To him which led his people through the wilderness, for his mercy endured forever. Here's one of the main points. To him which smote great kings, for his mercy endured forever. So not only did the Most High take down Pharaoh, and he's going to take down Esau the same way, the Most High said, to him which smote great kings, for his mercy endured forever. So the Most High takes down kings and slew famous kings, for his mercy endured forever. And we read, today is a king, tomorrow shall die. The physician cut off a long disease. Verse 19, Sihon the king of the Amorites, for his mercy endured forever. And Og the king of Bashan, for his mercy endured forever. And another point is that just because the Most High is merciful doesn't mean he doesn't take down the kings of the heathen and puts them under the Israelites' foot to have them as servants and slaves. And Og, verse 20, and Og the king of Bashan, for his mercy endured forever, and gave their land for an heritage, for his mercy endured forever. Even an heritage unto Israel his servant, for his mercy endured forever. Who remembered us in our low estate, for his mercy endured forever. So, you learn the true power of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, that he controls the destiny of kings, even the mind of the kings, as it says in Proverbs chapter 11. I'll get it in the blue letter. So this is the Most High show. Or Yahweh Bashmi Oshai's show. Oh, it's Proverbs 21:1. Salakia. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Oshai. The heart means the mind. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Most High controls not just the destiny of kings and whether they reign or not, but he controls their mind. And the mind is the body or the mind is made up of mostly water, which I'll figure if I know if I'm 100% correct on how I said that, Salakia. But we go to the mind, which is heart. When it said the king's heart, it's talking about the mind. So the most, which it's a Hebrew word, Strong's H3820, lab. Lab in the Hebrew. That's a true ancient language. And what does it mean? It means the mind. You see in verse 1. In verse 4, mind. So the Most High controls the mind of kings. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Bashmi Oshai, the Lord. So the Most High controls these presidents. He controls Putin and what he's doing. Russia's a major part in end time prophecy in these scriptures. That's just one example. And like I said, Esau, the modern day Pharaoh, and he runs modern day Egypt, which is America. Joel chapter 3 verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So this connects Egypt, which is America, with Edom, the so-called white man. It's talking about Babylon the Great and its destruction. Egypt shall be a desolation, meaning a desert. After the nuclear destruction, you can read about that in Isaiah 34 and Isaiah 13. In how the wild, no man shall inhabit it, and how wild birds, desert birds will inhabit it, but not man. It'll be overthrown like Sodom and Gomorrah by fire, and it will be a desolate desert. In Edom, the so-called white man Esau, who was the younger, we read the Salakia, forgive me. Esau, who was the elder, shall serve the younger is Jacob. Esau and Edom is the same. We read that Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Salakia, I'm getting it mixed up. Because the Most High hates Esau. You read Malachi 1 and 4, he's the border of wickedness. And the people against the Most High, any nation forever, as you read. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. This place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, Revelation chapter 11 verse 8. And I saw something today. I wasn't watching, but I saw it. That the difference between not just, you always hear about the red states and the blue states, but it was red cities and blue cities. The Democrat and Republican, I believe, that's what it means when it's red and blue. Red cities and blue cities, which it was speaking in the terms of civil war, how a civil war could play out with all these division of cities. And when we go to Isaiah 19, when it speaks about Egypt, talking about America, Isaiah chapter 19 verse 1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. The cloud represents a so-called UFO in the scriptures, or UFOs. That's how the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back. Acts chapter 1 verse around 11, I think. Revelation chapter 1 verse 7, behold, he cometh with clouds. Revelation 11 and 12. And shall come into Egypt. This is the place of the greatest deliverance, Babylon the Great. This is the same as Egypt, this great city that will be destroyed by fire, this whore, in Revelation 17 as well. And the idols of Egypt, Babylon the Great in Revelation 18. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So Yahushua and the angels are going to come back with so-called UFOs. And they're even going to be in America shooting laser beams and delivering the elect to Israel. The scripture says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? That's talking about Yahweh, this that is glorious in apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. Let me grab that so don't mess it up. Isaiah 63. So in the last days, when Yahushua would come back, he will be coming back to bring destruction to Babylon the Great, to the Edomites. This Egypt, the daughter of Babylon. Isaiah chapter 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This talking about Yahushua's return to Babylon the Great to bring destruction to the Edomites. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. So when the Lord comes back, he's coming back with destruction. He's not coming back with mercy. Said he came into Egypt with a swift cloud. What do you think he's going to be doing? He's going to be bringing destruction to these Edomites. Even the son of the Most High. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? Wherefore thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. So, right now the stage is set for the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, to be implemented with this digital system. We see World War III, Valley of Jehoshaphat, Armageddon in the Middle East on the way. These certain alliances being formed, like Ezekiel 38, with Russia and these other nations, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya. Persia's Iran, in case you didn't know. The stage is also set for civil unrest in America. Which brings us back to Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. So we'll read verse 1 again. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, that's American against American. Remember, one of the themes of this lesson is America's Egypt and Esau, the modern day Pharaoh. And we're yet again here in captivity, the Israelites, about to be delivered by Yahushua, being beamed up into the so-called UFOs in the time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 37, Daniel 12 and 1. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So if you watch the movie Civil War about America being in civil unrest, this verse is an exact description of that. In that movie, you've seen all-out war and chaos and hell right here in America, the fourth part of the earth. And you got a division between the red states and the blue states, and even the red cities and the blue cities. Now go to Revelation chapter 6 verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that stood on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. Which that's where the northern kingdom, the so-called Hispanic and Native American tribes came from the Assyrian captivity. They came over here, took a travel of ship, you can read about in 2 Ezra 13, to the Americas, to the fourth part of the earth, mainly talking about Babylon the Great in the Western Hemisphere. So most of the Israelites most of the tribes of Israel were already here. Then Judah, Benjamin, and Levi were brought over here in slave ships. After 70 AD in the Roman persecution, fleeing from under Rome to mainly main places West Africa or North Africa. The wilderness is Africa in Revelation 12 and 6. And then taken in slave ships to America. So now we see Esau built up his kingdom. We served our slavery in the place of drawing waters. And now Esau's destruction is soon. We're at the downfall of his kingdom. It said, over the fourth part of the earth. Esau's in power over the fourth part of the earth right now, and he's in power in general. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, Job 9:24, and he covered the face of judges thereof, to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. So while Esau's in power over the fourth part of the earth, there's going to be famines. We read with hunger, and even beasts of the earth bringing death. And the main place of hell breaking loose is America, which is the fourth part of the earth, where there's going to be what? The civil unrest, Isaiah 19:2. Isaiah 19:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And you've seen, what was it, the World Economic Forum, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, where they had that witch pull through doing some crazy shit. This is crazy how in tune it is with the scriptures. And Esau knows that he's going down. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, Esau is the devil, the so-called white man Edom, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And so he's going to come down with martial law. That's the near future, within the coming months. And it said, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And so we're at the end of Esau's system. And the sign is that this word is being preached. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. This is being done through the preaching through the internet. The Israelites can wake up all over the earth through the internet. Bible being preached by the Hebrew Israelites, or the Israelites. Even waking up brothers who may look like non-Israelites, but are Israelites, the seed of their father. Israel scattered everywhere. And then shall the end come. Or read that into its totality, Matthew 24 and 14. And the gospel of this kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that didn't happen back in Apostle Paul's time. And we don't need to go into every country. It's through the internet. And now we know we're at the end times, which is synonymous with the downfall of the Edomites, the so-called white man, and the return of our Lord Yahushua, which brings the kingdom of heaven for Israel. So now we'll go to Matthew 24 at verse 2. And Yahushua, the Son of the Most High, said unto them of the tribe of Judah, see ye not at all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Now when we look up the end of the world, it's talking about the age. What's it talking about? The end of Esau Edom's rulership. This goes with 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. I'll start up at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac. And we've been reading about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Esau. Esau the Most High hates, Jacob the Most High loves. Were born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we read, what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world, is talking about the end of Esau Edom's rulership, which represents what? The beginning of the kingdom of heaven for the Israelites, for Jacob. When Babylon the Great is destroyed, Yahushua returns, to deliver the elect, that's when Esau is completely out of power, and the Israelites will then take over the earth. Be in the so-called UFOs, get those new bodies and come down and take the heathen as slaves and make a righteous kingdom on the earth. Tabernacle of David. That's what the Bible is about, one of the main parts of the Bible. So the Most High sets up kings and he takes down kings. He set up Esau and he's going to take him down just like he took down other kings, just like he took down Pharaoh. The Most High is not magnified in his earth, neither is his name magnified in the earth, neither is his son magnified in the earth. Only the remnant of Israel right now is coming back to the fear and the obedience of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but soon the other nations will. Not in the form of the kingdom, but in the form of seeing the destruction and then being put into subjection. They're going to learn the Most High is the true power and the living power. Daniel chapter 4 and 17. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. And Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the bases of men. And the Most High set him up in power. And when it said in Job 30, he that is younger than I shall have me derision, I think that's why I got confused with Jacob and Esau. Because when it says in Job 30, it's talking about the younger, it's talking about Esau, but that's because by rank, not literally being younger. But back to Matthew 24 and verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world, end of Esau's world, the end of all this witchcraft and this abomination and lawlessness in the earth. There's going to be an end to that. Because Esau, the devil, is going to be taken out of power and put in slavery, starting with the top elite banking families, on down to the low, regular Joe six-pack Edomite. But I want to bring out verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and that's ethnicity against ethnicity, that's race wars. And so what you're going to see is all hell and chaos breaking loose, race wars and things like that, class wars. There's going to be famines too, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And that famine is a kicker. Because when people don't have food, they go crazy. That's when they start breaking into each other's houses and killing each other. They stop listening to the governors and the presidents and things like that. And other things could stir up that type of behavior as well. Just the Most High is bringing all this to pass. Which I'm getting ready to close out. 2 Ezra 15 and 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Another one about race wars. That's what's coming. War and death. For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. This time of Jacob's trouble. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So the elect are going to be taken care of during this time, but this verse right here is talking about what? Uprisings, revolts, rebellions against the government. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. When the all hell breaks loose and like the famine and things, people aren't going to, it's going to be the spirit, every man for himself. It's not going to be, they're not going to listen or regard what their presidents or whatever has to say. It's going to be, anarchy? we read Isaiah 19:2, Egyptian against Egyptian and so on, city brother city against city and so on, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And I'll close out here, Revelation chapter 12, in verse 12, when there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels, Archangel Michael coming with Yahushua and the so-called UFOs, Daniel 12:1. You should read that. That goes with this, showing that Michael's coming back, the Archangel and the so-called UFOs, in the time of Jacob's trouble, he's coming back to defend his elect. So if he's coming back to defend his elect during Jacob's trouble, that means that when he comes, according to this verse, it goes with that verse. And Michael's also going to make war with Esau, the devil, who is this dragon that's spoken about. So if he's coming back to defend his elect, he's also coming back to make war. It's proving this isn't some battle in the spiritual realm. It's going to be literal fire in death and destruction. You can read in 2 Ezra 13 from like 1 to 20 about. Verse 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels Esau, and he's going to be with his military might, different types of aerial military craft, just be completely wiped out and destroyed by fire and eviscerated by the chariots of so-called UFOs. Yahushua and Michael and the angels are returning in. And prevailed during the time of Jacob's trouble, all this hell we're reading about, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. So once Esau is wiped out and his militaries, they're never going to come back into rulership. They're going to be in that Isaiah 14 and 16? Is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? They're going to go back down to low estate. And so, that's all I got. I'll bring out one more, because I didn't bring out many scriptures about the elect being taken care of. The Israelites of the Most High's elect are going to be taken care of and delivered by Yahushua when he returns with the angels, and will be given the kingdom of heaven. Hopefully we're individually of that number. Daniel chapter 7 verse 18. But the saints of the Most High, which are the children of Israel, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So the saints who went through all this captivity, all this hell, whose blood was shed in America, are about to possess the kingdom and rule in the kingdom of heaven. And the prophets are out there, the saints, children of Israel, are saying what's about to happen, bringing out all these things, 2 Ezra 15, Isaiah 19, Revelation 12, Matthew 24, and so on. Revelation 17, Revelation 18, Joel 2, Joel 3. So it's important to understand that the Most High sets up kings and takes down kings, and he has the power to take down the so-called white man, and he's bringing down this system. And we know that things like rebellions and uproars are coming, civil war, race wars, things of this nature, civil unrest. In the return of our Lord Yahushua to make war with these devils and the other heathen nations and their armies. Famines are coming. Expect anything, and just pray to Yahushua and move. Just be obedient, fear the Most High, call upon his true name and his son's true name. Just keep listening to GMS, you'll get the right doctrine there. And you got brothers not necessarily in GMS, but teaching the correct doctrine. I'm not in GMS myself, but I learned from them. And to serve Yahushua, shall be the best Israelite you can be for the Lord. So whether you're a man or a woman or a child. So with that, I'll give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Kokodash, double honors, the elders and apostle, great millstone, well. Peace and salutation to the elect, Shalom.